Dallas Empire made history when they became the first ever team to win multiple tournaments in the Call of Duty League, after taking down Atlanta FaZe at the Chicago Home Series on April 26. It was CDL's second tournament since the competition was moved online amidst the current global health crisis. And of course, when you make drastic changes to such a huge tournament, there will inevitably be some differences. Some teams seem to perform better in this format, and some others will naturally struggle. Dallas has some consistency issues in the beginning of the season, but that is certainly a thing of the past. They won the Chicago Home Series pretty convincingly. However, due to the fact the competition has been moved to online, some people have been discrediting Dallas's victory, claiming that winning online simply does not count. We caught up with Dallas Empire's Clayster and Rambo, and this is what they had to say about the situation.
Some people can say it counts, some people can say it doesn't, but in the end, I mean, we played online for a number of years before we moved to a LAN league format. So if people are saying like, you know, it doesn't count because it's online, I mean, yeah, you can have that opinion and that's fine, but it doesn't diminish what we did, and it doesn't diminish the fact that we won the tournament. And I think if people are really going to talk down on the online thing, then there's a lot of stuff in the past that you can go back and look at and be like, okay, well, if you're going to discount it just because of the online internet factor, I mean, then there's a ton of stuff that you could discount. So it's one of the things where people have a very strong opinion on it, and for some reason, and they're very, you know, they just are very steadfast in what they think about it counting or not. But us as players, I mean, we don't think about that. We're here to play, we're here to win, in whatever form that may be. If it's online, if it's on LAN, I mean, you know, wherever we're playing, we're going to try and win.
If we discredited the wins in the past, then it would be like, well, me beating Clayster in like 2011 online wouldn't count, so you can't be taking that away, right, Clay? Sorry, I had to bring that up. But yeah, no, we obviously everything counts towards the points at the end of the year. So the race for us to get the best seed possible in champs, these events count just as much as the last one. So we're doing the best we can to really put our head down and stay out of all the kind of the comments that people are making and just concentrate on what we're trying to do, which is win events.
Of course, that wasn't Dallas's first win of the season. They also won the LA homestand, which was a LAN event. But even that was met with criticism because they didn't play the Chicago Huntsmen and they lost to Atlanta in the group stages. But for Clayster, that argument just simply doesn't make sense.
There's so many prerequisites that a lot of fans think that you have to like accomplish to truly win a tournament. And they'll say, oh, well, you didn't beat the Huntsmen or Atlanta, and that's why that LAN doesn't count. But we beat the team that beat them, or that beat Atlanta, you know? So for me, you can only play who's in front of you as a competitor. And so those kind of arguments have never really made sense to me. It's not like we choose the bracket. It's not like we choose who we play, but we can win the tournament. And that's really all that matters to us as players. And yeah, people seem to think that like, oh, wow, like Dallas, the onliners, but it's like, we won the last LAN tournament there is. We're the defending LAN champions, and we'll be the defending LAN champions until the next LAN event.
What perhaps made Dallas's most recent win even sweeter is the fact that they did have to play both Chicago and Atlanta to get there. It's the first time they've been able to actually beat the Huntsmen this season, and Clayster is over the moon with the result.
There's been two major hurdles for us this whole season, and that's been the Chicago Huntsmen and the Atlanta FaZe. So to not only beat the Huntsmen, but to beat them in the way we did with the 3-0 sweep, it felt really good. It's one of the things we've been working towards and one of the roadblocks we've been trying to get through for the past, 4 months now. So to finally get over that hump and to push through and come out with a win versus them, it does a lot for our team's confidence, and it does a lot for us going forward.
One of the biggest issues we've seen since the tournaments have been moved online is the servers. Plenty of pro players in the CDL complained about the servers at the Dallas home series, with some even saying that it was completely unplayable. However, the server seemed a lot smoother at the Chicago home series, at least from a spectator's point of view. This was confirmed by Clayster too, who revealed that he did not experience any lag issues whatsoever.
For the Dallas home series that we played, the first online event we had, the servers were at best like unplayable, like borderline unplayable. Like it was just, it felt like it was just lagging and skipping and frame dropping, and there was a ton of problems with the servers. And I will say, the contrast to then what we played on this past weekend in the Chicago home series, the servers were fantastic. There was not a single bit of lag. There was no frame drops. It didn't feel like we were on a 100 ping. It felt really, really good. So I'll give massive props for the CDL there on improving the stability, improving the quality, getting more servers around the United States to make it more fair. All aspects involved. It was 10,000 times better this past weekend than the first weekend we played.
Dallas are on an all-time high right now, but they do have a 4-week break before their next tournament, which is the Minnesota Rocket Home Series on the weekend of June 5th. So how much will this hold the momentum that the Empire have already built up? Well, Clayster reckons it will actually be an advantage for his team.
Right now, we're the team to beat, and everybody's going to be trying to emulate our play style and our gameplay. And a lot of the stuff that we showed this weekend, you're going to see a lot of other teams trying to start adapting that into their gameplay. And I think this actually provides us a really unique and cool opportunity to evolve on top of that and kind of start counter meta strategizing around our own, gameplay. And it allows us to watch, all these other teams try and compete at these tournaments and try and win. We're going to be able to watch all their film as a team together in real time and kind of adapt how we play and how we've won. And so then the next time that we come out, we're going to look like a completely different team with a lot of the strategies we're throwing at people. So I think there might be some downside to not having a tournament for a month, but I think the upside for it is awesome and provides us with a really unique and cool opportunity to really just put our heads down and get a lot better in this next month so that the next tournament we have, people are just going to be blown away.
There's still stuff that we need to improve on that we can kind of go and mold ourselves to. And then kind of what to Clay's point, once we get to that point where we feel like things are where they need to be, we can kind of look ahead and really figure out what's the next steps to really stay ahead of the curve on the meta and really understand what teams are going to kind of try and bring against us, and then figure out new strategies and so on and so forth. So yeah, no, it's not the ideal situation given we've won a tournament. We're kind of on a high right now, but it's not a negative in any way in our eyes.
Anyway, what did you make of Clayster's comments? And do you think Dallas are just an online team? Let us know in the comments below. Before you go, if you've enjoyed our content, then you'll be happy to know that we've opened a brand new merch store. Head to Deserter.shop for some meme-related gaming swag inspired by titles such as Call of Duty, Apex Legends, and more. That's all for now. Make sure to stay tuned to Deserto as we bring you all the latest news on Call of Duty.